WC itu apa? Nggak hormat ya? Istirahat, di tempat, gerak. Siap! Gerak! Istirahat, di tempat. Gerak! Istirahat, di tempat. Gerak! Siap! Gerak! Istirahat, di tempat. Gerak! Istirahat, di tempat. Gerak! Ditebut. Gerak. Yo! Hormat, senjata! Tegak, senjata! Gerak! Hormat, senjata! Gerak! Tegak, senjata! Gerak! Tegak senjata! Gerak! Siap! Gerak! Istirahat di tempat, gerak! Korban senjata! Gerak! Tegak senjata! Gerak!
Please be seated. Your Majesty, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the opening ceremony of the 10th World Water Forum 2024. Let us immerse ourselves in the harmonious display of music and dance, a reflection of Mother Nature's message, an embodiment of resilience, paving the way towards shared prosperity for all.
Indonesia, a maritime country. Dive into the depths of our aquatic wonders, where livelihoods intertwine with the rhythm and harmony.
People
Your Majesty, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you enjoy an incredible performance by Indonesia's brightest talents, the harmonious collaborations of Purwacaraka's orchestra and choir, Udayana University Marching Band, and the captivating dance performances truly epitomize the unity of music, art, and culture. We are also lucky to have the talented young singers Shana Shannon and Rafi Sudirman who inspire our youth, reminding us of the importance of preserving art as well as safeguarding our water resources for all generations to come. Now, we are honored to have a prominent speaker among us this morning. Kindly invite the remarks from Mr. Elon Musk.
Hello, everyone. Well, I must say I'm very impressed with this. This meeting room is amazing. I feel like I'm in a waterfall. And it's really lovely here, and that was incredible, incredible performance. So I must say I'm quite delighted to be here this morning talking to you and to experience this wonderful event and everything that Indonesia has to offer. It's amazing being here in Bali in Indonesia. So, hopefully everyone saw the mangrove forests, because those are very impressive. It's several 100,000 acres of mangroves that I think have been replanted, if I recall correctly. So there are a lot of great things happening in Indonesia and the rest of the world. Overall, I would say I'm quite sort of optimistic for the future. I think we should never be complacent or entitled. But I do think that if we're not complacent and entitled, that the future will actually be great for the world. And I think we're headed to a bright future overall. And with respect to water, I've always thought we call Earth Earth, but actually Earth is 70% water by surface area. So technically, I think if aliens came here, and a lot of people think aliens have come here, because they're always asking me about aliens. They would name us water, because we are 70% water and only 30% land. What that means is the potential for solving any given water issue is extremely good because there is so much water. There's obviously desalination required at times, and the transport of water, but desalination, as I think most people know, has become very inexpensive, and so really the availability of fresh water is simply about energy and transport. So that's when I talk to even very well-read, very smart people in the United States, they will often think, well, the water crisis is unsolvable, but in fact, it is very solvable. There are continuing breakthroughs in the efficiency of desalination, and anyway, I think we've got a great water future ahead of us, and I think a great sustainable energy future ahead of us. Yes. So anyway, hopefully that is. I'm kicking things off on a positive note, but I think with good basis for doing so. Yeah. With that, I think the next section is really just some questions or Q&A. If anyone would like to ask me anything about anything, I suppose we should generally stick to the topic of water, given that it's the water conference. But I'm happy to answer other questions as well. I'm not quite sure how the logistics of question posing works, but you could just say a question. Sure. If I heard correctly, what is the most important thing for solving the water crisis? Okay. Well, the exact solution will vary depending upon country and even region within a country. But as I mentioned, because the cost of desalination has dropped so much, if you're just talking about water for individual consumption or water in, say, a hydroponics facility, some kind of, where you're not simply putting it on the ground for crops, but actually have some sort of contained facility that minimizes the amount of evaporation, I think you can basically turn any part of the world green, including the entire world. So it just begs the question of where does the energy come from? And here's where I think solar energy is very much underestimated in terms of its capability. So if you think about what would the Earth be without the sun, the Earth would be a frozen dark ice ball at roughly 3 degrees above absolute zero. It would be quite unpleasant. So, very cold and dark. But because of the sun, we're at quite a nice temperature, quite pleasant, sort of roughly 300 degrees above absolute zero. And the sun powers almost the entire ecosystem is solar powered. When you say, like, well, how much land would it take to generate electricity? There's a gigawatt per square kilometer of solar radiation that reaches the surface. So for every square kilometer, there's a peak power of roughly a gigawatt, which is comparable to a power station. Now, the sun doesn't shine all the time, obviously. So when you net all of that out and say, well, how much energy per day does 1 square kilometer yield? It's roughly 1 gigawatt hour per square kilometer per day, which is still a lot. So, and if you do the rough math to power the United States, which is a heavy user of electricity, would take less than a 200 kilometer by 200 kilometer solar array, power the entire United States. And if you drive through the United States, there's plenty of sections of the United States where there is basically no people. Or another way to think of it is a small section of the Sahara could power all of Europe, or the world. Now, I'm not saying you would be so concentrated in the placement of solar power, because it's better to be more distributed. But the sheer magnitude of solar power that is available is often not quite understood. But the math of it is very clear. So I really would strongly recommend sort of a solar plus battery combination, or wind plus solar, can solve all of the world's energy needs by a lot. Yeah, so something that I would encourage everyone in the room to look at is, and you touched on that briefly, is that the cost of solar power has dropped dramatically over the years. So if you were to say, look at the cost of solar power 5 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 20 years ago, it would have seemed cost prohibitive. But the cost of solar power today is extremely low. And the cost of batteries to store the energy has also dropped dramatically. The cost of battery storage of electricity has dropped by a factor of 10 in the past 5 years. So many of the studies that were done in times past when batteries were very expensive and solar power was very expensive. And I would just encourage everyone to basically take another look at the cost of solar and the cost of batteries, and I think you'll find that you're pleasantly surprised. All right, time to wrap it up. Yes, okay, thank you. Well, it's an honor to be here, and thank you very much for listening to my words, and I hope you have a fantastic conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Elon Musk. Please return to respective seat. Your Majesty, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we gather here at the opening ceremony of the 10th World Water Forum 2024, let us honor the memory of His Majesty, the late King Hassan II, and for his strategic vision for his country's sustainable integrated water resources management in addressing the kingdom's water security, attributed to an individual or a group of natural or legal person, whether public or private, and integrated to reward actions that promote the protections and preservations of water resources, improvement in their management, reuse of wastewater, as well as raising awareness among the populations about water issues. This is the King Hassan II Great World Water Prize.
Morocco, a hospitable and welcoming country that dates back thousands of years, has seen inclusive development recently in many sectors, including modern infrastructure, new urban mobilities, connecting territories, renewable energies, hosting major sportive events, and much more. To accompany the socio-economic development of the country, Morocco has adopted a dynamic, anticipatory, and sustainable water policy, which considers several challenges, in particular climate change.
واجب المسؤولية يتطلب اليوم اعتماد اختيارات مستدامة ومتكاملة والتحلي بروح التضامن والفعالية في إطار المخطط الوطني الجديد للماء الذي ندعو إلى التعجيل بتفعيله. ونريد التركيز هنا على بعض التوجهات الرئيسية: ضرورة إطلاق برامج ومبادرات أكثر طموحا واستثمار الابتكارات والتكنولوجيات الحديثة في مجال اقتصاد الماء وإعادة استخدام المياه العادمة.
Thanks to the water-wise policy of His Majesty King Mohammed VI, may God assist him, a continuation of the visionary water policy initiated by the late His Majesty King Hassan II, the Kingdom of Morocco has an important hydraulic infrastructure and internationally recognized expertise. This infrastructure has guaranteed the availability and accessibility of water, which contributed to the socio-economic development of the country and the prosperity of its people. The country currently has 154 large dams, with a total capacity of nearly 20 billion cubic meters, with 17 under construction. The Water Highway of Morocco, a major achievement, is considered as a model of interbasin solidarity. The first urgent section, connecting the Cebu and Bouragreg basins over 67 kilometers, was completed in record time with Moroccan expertise. It is part of the major project of water transfer to Al Masira Dam. Moreover, Morocco is diversifying its sources of water supply in order to meet its needs for drinking water, irrigation, and industrial purposes, particularly through the mobilization of non-conventional water resources. 15 seawater desalination plants have been built with a capacity of 192 million cubic meters per year, including those in Agadir, Safi, and Jofla-Sfar. Other plants will be built, including in Dakhla and Casablanca. The goal is to reach a production capacity of 1.7 billion cubic meters by 2030, using renewable energy and taking into account the water-energy-food nexus. The treated wastewater reuse is also increasing significantly for the watering of green spaces and golf courses. By 2027, the current volume of treated wastewater reused will triple. Morocco also works on water demand management and its economy through improving the efficiency of drinking water and irrigation distribution networks, as well as promoting water efficiency. Concrete actions combined with an unprecedented drive to raise awareness are leading to encourage citizens to change their behavior and adopt responsible consumption practices. Morocco continues to reiterate its commitment to this cause at international level, an engagement illustrated particularly through the Hassan II World Water Prize, an initiative led since 2002 jointly by the Kingdom of Morocco and the World Water Council. In its 8th edition, this prestigious prize of $500,000 rewards actions and innovations in favor of water security for food sovereignty and shared prosperity.
We kindly invite the head of government of the Kingdom of Morocco, His Excellency Mr. Aziz Al Khanouch, to convey his remarks.
Merci. Je vais vous laisser le temps de prendre le masque parce que je vais parler en français. Merci. Je voudrais tout d'abord remercier Monsieur le Président, le gouvernement et le peuple indonésien de l'accueil chaleureux qui nous a été réservé et vous féliciter pour la réussite de ce grand événement. Nous sommes présents ici, je représente le Royaume du Maroc, pour vous présenter le prix Hassan II, un prix lié à la personnalité du feu, le roi Hassan II, qui a fait énormément pour la politique de l'eau et le développement durable de l'eau à travers la construction de barrages et de réseaux d'irrigation. Mais également, c'est l'occasion de rendre aussi hommage à Sa Majesté le roi Mohammed VI, qui a engagé un programme ambitieux de l'ordre de 14 milliards de dollars pour la durabilité de l'eau, continuer à construire les barrages d'eau, le transfert d'eau de bassin à bassin, mais également plusieurs unités de dessalement dans les grandes villes comme Casablanca, comme Agadir, comme Tanger, qui verront le développement de ce réseau non conventionnel. Le prix Hassan II donc, est un hommage à ces grandes personnalités. Nous l'avons eu beaucoup de candidats cette année, plus de 80 candidats, sont tous très bons. Le choix a été fait pour une organisation internationale qui a le souci de l'utilisation de l'eau, qui a également la responsabilité de s'occuper pour nourrir le monde. Donc c'est le vainqueur, c'est la FAO, et je demande aux représentants de la FAO de se présenter.
Excellency, can you remain on the stage? Now we would like to invite the President of the World Water Council, Mr. Louis Fauchon, and the Minister of Equipment and Water of the Kingdom of Morocco, His Excellency Mr. Nizar Baraka, also the King Hassan II awardee, to come on the stage. Let us count down for the photo stations in 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Mr. Louis Fauchon, kindly remain on stage to convey the remarks. And thank you for His Excellency Mr. Aziz Akhanuch and His Excellency Mr. Nizar Baraka, also the King Hassan II awardee. Please return to respective seats.
Good evening, good morning, everybody. It's difficult to speak after Elon Musk. Thank you, Elon, to pay attention to water. We need your involvement. And you know that you are paying attention for years and years in constructions of water in your factories. You are saving a lot of water. Thank you for that, and thank you for the future.
Thank you, Mr. Louis Fauchon. Please return to respective seats.
No, I'm sorry. I have other issues to discuss. I'd like to thank Mr. President and the government of Indonesia. You remember, Mr. President, during the G20, I asked you to be a water messenger, and you have been the water messenger. And I would like to thank you again and again. But be the better and the best messengers today is not enough. We need to do more if we want to spare and save water for peace and prosperity. And so now we need to be fighters. And more than fighters, we need to be water warriors. All together, water warriors. And I'd just like to say that today I would like to cry and to shout this obligation to respect nature and to provide water for men. And so, just very shortly, 7 commitments. We, World Water Warriors, want to promote water security policies worldwide in all levels of responsibility. We, World Water Warriors, we want to convince that water sobriety needs the modification of our behavior and change our habits. We, World Water Warriors, we want to upscale the design and application of nature-based solutions at basin level first. We, World Water Warriors, we want to call on all countries to write the right to water in their national constitutions, laws and local regulations, to propose that step by step the right to access to water becomes enforceable to all. We, World Water Warriors, we want to invite you to join a Money for Water coalition to be presented at the next United Nations Conference, which includes sub-sovereignty and cancellation of the debt of water for the poorest countries in the world. We, World Water Warriors, we want to ensure that a high proportion of the various climate funds is naturally devoted to water and without forgetting wastewater. We, World Water Warriors, we want to call for international action to ensure more active, decentralized governance based on multilateral cooperation, as we are doing in this forum, which is also essential for strengthening the rails of mediation for rivers, for lakes, and for basins. A real, true hydro-diplomacy bringing peace to the banks rather than war to the rivers. And in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say to the people in this room and elsewhere in the world, we need you. We want new ideas. We want new debates to write together the future of water. So, with us, be the first World Water Warriors, get involved, and especially you, the youngest in this room and elsewhere, take the hand we are holding out to you. And again, Mr. President, thank you so much for your hospitality, but not only, for this wonderful preparation, for the real diplomatic victory which is crossing this forum. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Louis Fauchon. Please return to your respected seats. Your Majesty, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let us also take this special moment to represent you. Water for shared prosperity.
In a world plagued by the relentless grip of climate change, every living being is feeling the heat.
Climate change.
Climate change.
Climate change.
Species are vanishing, ecosystems collapsing. The balance of life is under threat. Without immediate action, in no time at all, we will lose access to clean water on this planet. The time for change is now. At this year's 10th World Water Forum, driven by the vision of water for shared prosperity, we will embark on more tangible actions through comprehensive stages to seek real solutions.
Indonesia terus berkontribusi.
Indonesia continues to contribute to the
Indonesia has
epicenter of climate change.
undertaken serious actions in water management. Our approach balances soft and hard actions. Soft actions, rooted in nature, encompass mangrove replanting, forest preservation, sustainable energy, and lake restoration. These initiatives foster water conservation and strengthen ecosystems' resilience. Hard actions involve infrastructure, optimizing irrigation data, constructing dams for hydroelectricity, implementing flood control, and installing large-scale solar floating panels. These efforts enhance water efficiency and harness renewable energy. Additionally, the development of food estates aims to ensure food security while utilizing water resources efficiently. Indonesia recognizes the importance of water management in the tourism sector. From pristine beaches to lush rainforests, water plays a crucial role in attracting visitors to our diverse landscape. Therefore, sustainable water management practices are essential to preserve these natural treasures and maintain the allure of Indonesia's tourism industry. All these efforts are deeply rooted in Indonesia's traditions, especially here in Bali, where water is considered sacred and cherished since ancient times. Preserving water has been a practice passed down through generations. Now is the time for all of us, the global community, to come together at the 10th World Water Forum. Let's unite now and grasp this opportunity to discover concrete solutions for these crises and create a future where water security is secured for everyone.
We will now proceed with the presentations of Water for Shared Prosperity book by the World Bank Regional Vice President for East Asia Pacific. Now we kindly invite the President of the Republic of Indonesia, His Excellency Mr. Joko Widodo, to accept the book. Thank you. The welcoming remarks of the President of the Republic of Indonesia.
Yang mulia para pemimpin negara, pimpinan organisasi internasional, Presiden Dewan Air Dunia, Ketua DPR Republik Indonesia, hadirin dan tamu undangan yang saya muliakan. Selamat datang di Bali, suatu kehormatan bagi Indonesia dipercaya menjadi tuan rumah Forum air sedunia yang ke-10 untuk meneguhkan komitmen bersama dan merumuskan aksi nyata pengelolaan air yang inklusif dan berkelanjutan. Bisa kita bayangkan, dari 72% permukaan bumi yang tertutup air, hanya 1% yang bisa diakses dan digunakan sebagai air minum dan keperluan sanitasi. Bahkan di tahun 2050, 500 juta petani kecil sebagai penyumbang 80% pangan dunia diprediksi paling rentan mengalami kekeringan. Tanpa air tidak ada makanan, tidak ada perdamaian, tidak ada kehidupan. No water, no life, no growth. Oleh sebab itu, air harus dikelola dengan baik karena setiap tetesnya sangat berharga. Yang mulia, sebagai negara dengan luas perarian yang mencapai 65%, Indonesia kaya kearifan lokal dalam pengelolaan air, mulai dari sepanjang garis pantai, pinggiran aliran sungai, sampai tepian danau. Masyarakat kami memiliki nilai budaya terhadap air, salah satunya adalah sistem pengairan subak di Bali yang dipraktekkan sejak abad ke-11 yang lalu dan diakui sebagai warisan budaya dunia. Selain itu, bagi masyarakat Bali, air adalah kemuliaan yang mengandung nilai-nilai spiritual dan budaya yang harus dikelola bersama-sama. Hal tersebut sejalan dengan tema kita tahun ini, yaitu air bagi kemakmuran bersama, yang bisa dimaknai menjadi 3 prinsip dasar, yaitu menghindari persaingan, mengedepankan pemerataan dan kerjasama inklusif, serta menyokong perdamaian dan kemakmuran bersama, di mana ketiganya hanya bisa terwujud dengan sebuah kata kunci, yaitu kolaborasi. Di Indonesia, kolaborasi telah menjadi kunci keberhasilan dalam merestorasi Sungai Citarum, serta pengembangan energi hijau, solar panel terapung di Waduk Cirata, yang menjadi terbesar di Asia Tenggara dan ketiga di dunia. Yang mulia, dengan berkumpulnya kita di Bali hari ini, tentu Indonesia berharap dunia dapat saling bergandengan tangan secara berkesinambungan untuk dapat memperkuat komitmen kolaborasi dalam mengatasi tantangan global terkait air. Let's preserve our water today for shared prosperity tomorrow. And in relation to continuity, in October, my term as President will come to an end. And on this good occasion, allow me to introduce the President-elect of Indonesia, Mr. Prabowo Subianto, who is currently serving as the Minister of Defense, who will continue Indonesia's commitment to contribute toward world water management. Terima kasih, Pak Prabowo. Yang mulia, air adalah sumber kehidupan. Air juga merupakan simbol keseimbangan dan keharmonisan. Namun, jika tidak dikelola dengan baik, air juga dapat menjadi sumber bencana. Dan dengan mengucap Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Forum Air Sedunia ke-10 secara resmi saya nyatakan dibuka. Terima kasih.
And now, accompanied by Mr. Louis Fasong, His Excellency Mr. Luhut Binsar Panjaitan, Her Excellency Mrs. Retno Marsudi, and His Excellency Mr. Basuki Hadi Mulyono, we invite to the stage to finally opening the 10th World Water Forum. By the count of 3, 2, 1.
Harnessing the power as one. For the brightest smile on every face. For the future of our home. Welcome to the 10th World Water Forum 2024. Water for shared prosperity.
Thank you, Excellencies. Your Majesty, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have witnessed the opening ceremony of the 10th World Water Forum 2024. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the departure of the leaders.
Sebagai negara besar harus berani melangkah, harus berani memiliki agenda besar untuk kemajuan negara kita, untuk kemajuan bangsa.